When the white smoke rose over the Sistine Chapel on May 8th, the world held its breath. Most expected a familiar name, a seasoned cardinal, a bold reformer. Few foresaw Robert Francis Prevost, a soft-spoken, near-anonymous figure from Chicago, stepping into the role of the 267th Pope. And yet when he appeared on the balcony, eyes lowered, hands still, a sacred hush fell over the crowd. I once met him in Lima, 2017. He chose not the front row at a conference, but a leaking corner bench beside young nuns. "The back is closer to the crying," he told me with a smile. That moment defined him, present where pain hides. In 2019, he quietly declined a Vatican promotion to serve lepers in the Amazon. No headlines, no applause, just duty. During the conclave, others spoke. He listened. And in a world of clamor, it was that listening, patient, intentional, unshaken, that won hearts. Pope Leo XIV isn't a man of declarations. He is a man of presence, of stillness. And in an age addicted to volume, his silence spoke loudest. Long before the world called him Pope, Robert Francis Prevost walked barefoot through villages no map could find. In the misty highlands of Peru, he lived among the Quechua people, not as a superior, but as a brother. He learned their language, not to preach, but to listen, to mourn with them, to carry their silence. For 5 years, he worked with local priests to translate the Bible into Quechua, unpaid and unrecognized. No ribbon-cutting ceremony, just candlelight and patience. One rainy night, when a young girl was bitten by a snake, there were no doctors, no medicine. Prevost acted swiftly, crafting a makeshift antivenom and using his own blood to stabilize her. She survived. Years later, she took vows as a nun and wept quietly when he became pope. When I asked him why he chose these remote places, he said, "Because where there are no lights, people learn to see the light in each other." Pope Leo XIV is not a man of titles, but of touches, quiet acts that no camera caught, yet remain etched in the lives of the forgotten. He is the hymn sung in places too small to echo, yet too sacred to be silent. In an era where faith is branded and sermons are clipped into soundbites, the election of Leo XIV was nothing short of divine contrast. He didn't campaign, he didn't trend, but in the silence of the Sistine Chapel, where history bends and cardinals pray, he emerged not as the loudest voice, but as the stillest soul. While others spoke in strong terms, Cardinal Prevost listened, wholly, attentively. His presence alone shifted the room. No agenda, no allegiance to ideological camps, just a steady kindness that refused to waver. One story spread quietly after the conclave. During a heated discussion on church reform in Africa, he whispered only one sentence: "If Christ is truly among us, let's let him speak, by letting silence fall." The room grew still, hearts softened. Leo XIV's first act wasn't to declare a vision, but to write a handwritten letter of thanks to each cardinal who voted, not for him, but for the future of compassion. He is a reminder that not all leadership roars. Some lead like deep rivers, moving slowly, carrying the world, never asking for credit. And in choosing him, the Church did not retreat. It remembered who it truly is. When Pope Leo XIV stepped onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, he didn't raise his arms, He bowed his head, and in that single gesture, the world understood this was not a pope of power, but of presence. He has spent his life among the forgotten. Lepers in the Amazon, orphans in Honduras, elderly widows in Andean villages. To them, he was never a cardinal. He was simply Father Robert, the one who showed up, who remembered birthdays, who sat beside them through storms. There's a story of him praying alone at midnight in a chapel for a homeless man who died unnamed. No press, no liturgy, just a whisper. You were loved. When he received a letter from a boy he once held at a refugee camp, written in shaky Spanish, Leo XIV wept. Not from surprise, but because he remembered him. That is the quiet power of this pope. He does not lead with proclamations, but with memory, carrying the unseen, the unheard, the uncounted. In a world rushing to be seen, Pope Leo XIV has become the sacred pause, a reminder that the smallest soul is never truly forgotten in the eyes of God.